Oh man, because you think about that shit that happened with Bush. I mean, with Gore when he ran and shit like that.
Well, that's
And
because
that
Bush
motherfucker,
was the governor.
Throwback.
His brother was the governor. That's why.
I
So
still
he had
contest
the
that
whole
motherfucker.
state on lock. Like he
Throwback.
fixed that shit.
See,
That's a
why
throwback, but that's when that shit didn't go back to motherfucker no other color besides red.
That's why Trump got Vance as a VP to get that Ohio vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of them states that could go either or. So
But that motherfucker, he's so misogynistic and like
he don't fuck with Trump. Well, he don't mess with him.
he 39 years old. I don't never been no motherfucking vice president pick being that young.
Yeah, that was a smart move.
It was, however, but like
Because he's combating Kamala's youth with another younger motherfucker.
true, but what he failed to understand was that like they didn't recognize and know that Kamala was going to be the Democratic nominee, right? So when they picked him to be the vice president when they knew Joe was going to be the motherfucking candidate.
They still picked somebody young.
But they knew about the motherfucking comments he made about catless and childless women and shit like that, which has come back to haunt his ass right now. And he got some very traditional ways. And motherfuckers just like, what are you saying? What are you doing? You know, like he just got some very white.
Come on, other guy.
Vance, his vice
Right.
president picks it. So like now they're like, it's a
What's his
woman.
name?
His last name is Vance.
JD Vance or something.
JD Vance, right? So now it's a
Vance.
woman
I
that's
see his
running for
face.
president. They bringing back all that shit he said that was like anti-feminist for the lack of better words.
Mm-hmm.
And now all that shit is coming back and like biting him in his ass because of the things that he said. It was like, oh, you're going against a woman now. So his whole campaign is trying to like
Women gonna
Trump
come
is
out and vote for her.
backpedaling.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they
Women
all
gonna
trying to
vote
like
for
figure out what their
Kamala.
new game plans are going to be in terms of like how they gonna run their campaign because they was not prepared and ready for this by any means at all.
Trump got some crazy supporters though. So
He
it's
does,
wearing
but
Band-Aids
it's crazy.
But you know what's scary?
Megaloman.
It's the fact.
megalomaniac. The new word.
Like that word.
It's the word of the month. The word of the quarter.
Let me expand my vocabulary.
The word. Hey, look, I support it.
Absolutely.
One word a day, one word a month. Learn
Like
a word every
vitamins.
month.
You know he want them.
And just use that whole word for that the whole month.
He just
Like one word a week.
Try to take the headphones off.
Yeah.
It
He
sounds
don't-
weird to say with no headphones on. Though.
he dropped it on the pod, or last pod. So
Yeah, I can't do it.
What happened?
the megalomaniac. So now,
That word.
yeah, but no, it put me on because I've heard it, but I never heard it used
In the
In the context, right? Yeah,
So
yeah,
I was like,
absolutely.
What
okay.
a person is.
I was like, you know.
is doing these behaviors.
I love to learn new words, so I love that. Y'all Gucci though, we can
For
intro.
me. No, what we doing? You ready?
Yeah. We started off with high grease.
You said what? Wow.
That contemplating these headphones.
I know. I don't know what.
So which way?
Y'all listen, I embrace it.
We good.
I embrace it.
We good.
We go headphones.
Let me go ahead and intro this.
I'm used to it now.
Plug in.
It's hard not to do the
Ace,
headphones.
take it away.
Let me go ahead and get it. What it is, kings and queens. It's another episode of the Plugged In Podcast. It's your boy King Ace. We got your boy E, your boy Biggs. We bringing y'all another fresh, live, and living color one. Let's get it. What's goody, my guys?
Fellas.
What's happening?
What's good? So
Feeling
Good to
blessed.
see y'all.
Feeling blessed right now.
it's good to see y'all. Good to have y'all here. As it relates to Meet the Plug, we got a special guest this time
Got
today.
a plug in the building.
We got the honorary member of the Plug. He stay plugged in. Some may call him Mr. M. Others may know him as Mr. Mahone, Chris Black, Chris Breezy.
Breezo.
You may catch him just dance battling a random person in the street any given day. One of my day was way back in the day as a shorty. We got Chicago's very own Mr. Principal Christian Mahone.
Hey, what's happening?
Yo, what's
Hey,
good?
I appreciate the invite, jealous, fellas.
Yeah,
It's
man.
been definitely, like an honor and a pleasure to be here. So I'm loving what you guys are doing and whatnot. So like, hit me up and just be here and just chop it up with you guys. It's gonna be something serious. So
Yes, indeed.
let's get it, Joe.
Yes,
Let's get
indeed.
it.
Y'all might have caught him on Jennifer Hudson Show not too long ago. So he was a special guest.
Yeah.
Had to represent for the Shy.
Absolutely, man. Hey, man, that was crazy.
Yeah?
To be able to like actually just sit there and be able to chop it up with it, because for someone who has never like actually seen me do my work and do what I do, on an everyday on a basis in my career, to recognize like by hearsay and and by newspaper articles and like videos and stuff. What I did to just reach out and say, hey, like what you do is important and what you do is like significant. It was just like definitely a privilege to be in that position because there's thousands upon tens of thousands of educators across the states. So just be able to like go over there and talk a little bit about what it is to be a black educator, what it is to be a principal. It was just definitely a pleasure, to like put us on the map, do it for the culture or whatever, but also to speak about, how important it is, for us to be able to put ourselves in a position, to be reflected in these spaces, these professional spaces, so our young kids can see someone that looks like them and to be inspired to do some things. So it was definitely a dope experience.
Yeah.
A black man in the educational field is definitely a plug to me. So welcome, brother. Yeah. Definitely. I hope to get in tune with some of the wisdom you have to implore upon us and kick it with you a little bit about some of the crazy stuff we got to talk about today.
Absolutely.
So.
Well, I wanted to ask you before we leave your career path. So for someone who's aspiring to like become an educator or want to jump into that career field, what advice would you give them if they would you say they should go teaching route or they should try to be in a minute? Like, what advice would you give them?
No, for sure. So, I mean, if you're looking at it from the aspect of just like really like impacting like the lives of children, I would definitely say go the route of being a classroom teacher because I was a teacher. You got to be, for the most part, become a teacher before you become an administrator. There are some people who have different pathways, like psychologists who may become administrators because they got the credentials to do it. But if you really look at like impact lives, like the magic really happens in the classroom. It's because you are spending like an exceptional amount of time building these kids, especially at the elementary level. Like that's where I've been at the last like pretty much 12, 13 years. I'm going on year 14, year 15, and I did 2 years at the middle school level. But primarily I sat at the elementary level because often at times if we harness where they are at that young age, that's their foundational pieces right there. How they're developing. So you're pouring into them. They're like sponges at that age. So that's what I really like to work with that age group. But doing stuff in the administrative realm, like you're more like a middle manager. So you're like pushing the agenda of like whatever the district initiatives are, whatever the Board of Education initiatives are. So like you have the impact in terms of like building and molding classroom teachers so they can do what's best for kids. But you don't really have that much of a direct impact in terms of engagement. But I'm unorthodox in what I do.
But you're impacting them from a background level, so you're still getting that
part. But I'm different. You know what I'm saying? Because like I actually go in classrooms. I go kick with the shorties. I go outside, have recess with them. I'm in a lunchroom with them, and that's the most important part because like kids gain a level of trust and respect for you when you get to know them as individuals. The premise and the basis of like what made me successful as a classroom teacher and what made me successful as a principal is I'm a relational leader. And by being relational and seeing the humanity in people, and seeing like the things that make them tick, and you realizing who they are as people and as individuals, they have a higher level of respect for you because often at times when people are not like culturally relevant or culturally responsive, they don't know how to like engage with that subgroup of folks, right? So when you don't have no commonalities and you don't have no way to being able to like reach them, there's a significant disconnect, right? So it's like when you're able to pour into them and have those nuances and have a conceptual understanding of like how to engage with kids, most importantly, but also how to like build them. That's when you start to get the level of trust, and then they start believing in themselves, and then therefore in turns they become like being like extrinsically motivated, and then they become intrinsically motivated.
And they're empowered. You empowering them.
Absolutely,
that's dope.
That representation as well, I would imagine, is like just critical when you got like a young black kid, especially in one of your classrooms.
Yes, sir.
And they see those black educator or black male educator at that. Yeah, I could only imagine that just
inspires them.
Just
leadership role at that.
Put a battery in their back. Like, I could aspire to, you know what I mean?
No, for sure.
Run a building, or I could aspire to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I remember like when I first started teaching, like my kids was like, I got a black teacher, like because they didn't see it. Even when you think about like when I was in school, like I went to a predominantly black school or whatever. All my teachers were females, but I didn't see no black males. Like you don't see black males in the education system, especially. It's not. I don't say you won't see them. We're minimum. We're far and few in between. You know what I'm saying? Like especially at the elementary level, you just don't have males that go teach at the elementary level. Like, if I believe it or not, the last time I looked at the research, it shows that like 7% of the teaching force across America is like black educators. And of that 7%, 1% are black males.
Wow.
Then you want to drill it down some more. Of that 1%, 0.4% are black male administrators.
Wow.
So they don't
That's
see
crazy.
that. So it's a rarity, you know, to be in those spaces, and the families are shocked, the kids are shocked. They're like, dang, I see somebody that look like me. Because not only is it important for like the black kids to see someone in those spaces, you know, kids of color, it's also important for white kids to see me in that position too, because it defies the stereotypes, you know, about like what we can or what we can't accomplish, you know. So it just gives them a greater sense of like having an understanding of who we are as a people and as a culture, you know. So it's everly more important for them as well too. So
I guess something I'll be curious to ask you is like, how do you balance like your education style, whether it's when you were a teacher or being a principal? How do you balance that and what you want to do with a school or with a building, and then all the expectations of like the parents? Like, I want my kid to learn.
Absolutely.
I want my kids to learn that. Like, how do you balance that?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely tough, you know. It's something that you got to just get over the years and over experiences, is just like, you know, interacting with different people who have different expectations and values, you know, because what, you know, my low income families, you know, expect is completely different than what my affluent families expect. You know, what my middle class families expect is completely different than what my high class, my upper end income people expect. So you have to be able to like understand how those communities ticks and be able to mesh all that together. So at the same rate, I recognize the stereotypes, the prejudices, the biases, you know, like me being young, it's, you know, because they respect me when I put my Barack on, but like, they don't know what to do when I'm dressed like this, you know, straight Southside Chicago, because one thing about me is I'm going to stay authentic and true to who I am. And kids, you know, that's who I mostly care about. They can tell if you know, if you're an apostle or whatnot. They can tell if you like really care about them and if you genuine, you know. So, and within that, you know, the parents are always going to go back, you know, and trust, you know, for the most part, what their kids are feeling, what their kids are saying. So if their kids are speaking positive things, therefore they're inclined to like, you know, lean more so into that. But it's definitely a balance in that, because you know, sometimes if you go too hard and be too much into the culture or whatever, like it becomes intimidating, right? Yeah. So you have to be able to like appeal to the hearts of people. You got to be able to be in those spaces and show that like you're doing what's best for their child. Yeah.
So I had one other question too. When you were on the Jennifer Hudson show,
yes, sir.
Did you think about sliding your nut? Like, did you think about communicating with her after the show on a more personal level? I'm just curious, because if I was there, I probably would have been like, hey, man,
hey, listen,
we only got one life. You know what I'm saying? So what was your reaction to being there in her presence? Were you like, dang, I should probably shoot my shot, or should I keep it professional and wait till she shoot her shot, or do it? You know what I'm saying? I'm just curious.
You know, like, truth be told, I'm gonna
keep it G. Keep it G.
Here we go. All right, I'm gonna keep it G. Listen, he said, "Come on, man."
Keep it funky.
It was like so exhilarating, bro. That like I didn't have the opportunity to like really be like, hey, J Hud, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't like we chopped it up like a lot backstage or whatever, anything like that. You know, between commercial breaks and stuff like that. Yeah. We talk about being at the Bulls game and stuff like that. But like, no, bro, I wasn't trying to be. I'm trying to be professional. I'm trying to like portray an image. You know, like.
So she did put her hand on your leg at any point. She didn't like slide like, hey, Chris, I just think what you're doing is really impactful.
I never thought we needed HR until now.
Yeah.
Listen, bro, hey,
I was just saying.
A real gem would never kiss and tell, but.
Hey, man, sometimes look. Hey, man.
But you know, I wanted
to start narrative.
Rekindle that flame.
I never sat down with an educator, and I always wondered, does social media play a part in how the business side goes versus how you interact with them in the classroom? Is it something where they're like going with a theme that doesn't really exist?
Yeah.
And you have to be the one like, this is real life versus this is social media.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely, all the time, man. Because like, you know, we grew up in an era where we didn't have no social media. You know, we was playing with etch sketches. You know what I'm saying? Etch and sketch. You know, things or whatever. We playing Duck Hunt. You know what I'm saying?
80s babies,
aging yourself right now.
80s babies. You already know. You know, Duck Hunt. You know what I'm saying? Like Mario Brothers or whatever. So like, if we liked a young lady, we would pass them a note, right? You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Or you know, we had to call the household and you be respectful. How you doing, Mr. Smith? whatever,
Is
you know.
she available?
How she available to talk to?
My name
on the
is-
other line.
yeah.
Their mama be listening on the other
My
line.
name is this.
You know,
Yeah.
ear hustling or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like that's the era we grew up in. But so like, you know, we at the cusp of when we seen like these advances of technology, right? So the internet boom come up. You know, I remember having my MySpace page, though. Like you thought that
MySpace.
it was the greatest thing, right? Had your little thing in the
With
background.
the music playing, the music playing in the
Get your
background.
top people.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's when everything got huge, right? But
Right.
at that point in time, even the concept of social media was basic as hell, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't have like a like button or whatnot. You were just cool to like have your top 5, right? You make the transition to Facebook. Then later on down the line came IG or whatever, right? So even with like the transformation of that, like like I said, I've seen now 6 different generations. I mean, 3 generations of kids come through. And when I first started teaching, it wasn't that prevalent. You know, like a lot of kids didn't have cell phones. You know, at the time I started teaching, I think iPhone 4 was out at that point. I'm aging myself now, but right. So, so you didn't have all the access to things. So the kids wasn't really knowing about it. And if the kids did know about it, you thinking about that at the high school level, right? So the elementary level. And it bleed down to that. So as I got further into my career, I would say about 8-9 years in, I'm starting to see my 5th graders with a phone. I'm like, how you got a more expensive phone than I got? And you talking about you mad at some boy because he was talking to your best friend on the playground. I said, you're 10. What are you talking about? You're 10. But it was, so they talking about stories on Instagram. What was that? Do it for the Vine and stuff.
They growing up quicker than ever now. You know what I'm
So
saying?
it's the exposure and stuff. So
Yeah.
it began to have a strong impact, especially at the evolution level. And like these folks ain't really supervising their kids and seeing what they doing at the crib, man. So it's a discrepancy. So at times that stuff do bleed into the school buildings, right?
Yeah.
And you have to be able to like navigate, teaching them like this is not real, you know what I'm saying? Like, and this is like, for the likes and for the appraisal of other people. But this is like really what your place is and what you should be doing. So like, you shouldn't like necessarily like feel like you have to be able to get their approval to be likable. Yeah. And if they don't mean well by you, if y'all want to say they fake dissing or whatever, they move around. They move around. So, but that's an excellent question though, bro.
Yeah. I know it got to be prevalent, but I'm over here thinking as far as a business too. When your bosses, when they're trying to come up with different initiatives for the kids, they're going off the chatter of a social site instead of going through talking to the parents or talking to the kids or talking to the people it actually affects. They're going off political type things, and I just wonder how big of social media plays a part when dealing with that versus what because you're there versus what they think because they're reading. So
for sure, I can't tell you how many times that like social media trends has caused like extra security to be at schools because like they say about, oh, we finna hit teachers today, a challenge or whatnot, or we finna like TP this or whatever.
Set garbage cans on fire and stuff.
Setting garbage cans on fire, doing crazy things, right? Just to like get likes. That's what it is, just to get likes. It's like they're the cool person in school now. No, you a loser, Joe. I'm sorry.
We ain't grow up having to deal
crashing
with
out to get likes.
Yeah, people
None of
going
that.
viral, doing anything to go viral,
trend
sell
is
a
what it
soul
is.
to go viral.
Only trend I was part of was yo-yo. I could walk the dog.
Oh, absolutely, Joe. That shit was fun.
That's the only
I ain't
trend
gonna
Sweet
lie.
the little, what do you swing it
Around the world.
Yeah.
I was trying.
Eiffel
I didn't
Tower.
do the owling, but I was trying to do the owling shit a little bit. I'm talking about, excuse my language, but trying to do the owling.
What's owl?
The owling. When you said, you remember the owling when they would just sit there like owls? They would be sitting random places with
Oh,
the
like the
owls.
little planking owl.
It's like planking, but the owling.
I'm
Y'all remember that?
I remember. I'm gonna tell you how old I am. I come from the school. We used to save the little Kool-Aid packs in the oatmeal packets when we make Kool-Aid because they had little points on the back. And we'd have a whole jar full of like Kool-Aid packets after you make Kool-Aid, oatmeal. And they used to have little specials where after you got like 100, 200, 300, whatever, you could send them in and get a free toy, a free game,
gotcha.
whatever.
Oh, you talking about
So-
actually saving? Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
I
used
used
to
to
save,
save,
those
used to
things.
save oatmeal
Yeah,
packets
absolutely,
and Kool-Aid packets, and you would have a whole new something once they get their little book come out.
But the dedication it takes to save them things.
But
you know?
I mean, I mean, my mama was on it. That's like, you sell your packet? Like,
Yep.
yep.
Some like
You
box
remember?
tops.
Sure.
I remember.
You got a whole drawer. It's like you got the drawer with the jewel bags, the plastic bags, and we got the Kool-Aid packets.
You got the junk drawer. Everybody got
Yeah,
a junk drawer
got
in
a
the house.
drawer with
huh?
some batteries and some random stuff. So yeah,
I just want to
show
know
my age
if
real
they
quick.
still make malto meal. Do they still make malto meal?
Oh man, I don't even know.
Malto, man.
I don't even.
Y'all remember malto
I
meal?
remember
Bro, I
it,
remember
but
it.
I ain't
I
seen
absolutely
it.
remember it.
I ain't seen
Malto
it
meal would be decent, low
in a
key.
long time.
What's that?
Cream of
Like
wheat.
cream of wheat. But hey, I had
So-
to tell somebody you know Farina? Like
Yeah.
Farina and cream of wheat is the
Yeah.
same thing. But I was
Oh,
talking
yeah.
to one of my coworkers like Farina. She like, Farina, what's that? I have to put on like it's like cream of wheat. Like that's some old school.
But I eat a lot of
Tell
cream
my
wheat
age.
growing up. You know,
Cream of wheat was busting.
Give me some grits over that, Joe.
Like Kicks almost got me discontinued with my family. I'm like, why are you feeding me this?
Man,
Kicks.
Because they came from the
Cream of
Mango,
wheat
motherfucker, the public, WIC.
Yep.
You know, man, that's what we got. Listen, Kicks,
Kicks.
Cheerios.
I ain't seen Kicks in so long.
I'm like,
put a bunch of
Mom,
sugar
I
on
love
it.
you, but I almost didn't love you for a second. You
Listen.
keep bringing Kicks on.
Yeah, you better
Tastes
eat
like
that
nothing.
Kicks.
She
Tastes
felt the
like
love
nothing. You had to
pulling
add
away.
sugar
Put
on
some
there.
sugar in there.
Had
gotta
to
put
sugar
sugar
there.
on it.
But yeah, they were like, no, don't put no sugar on the cereal. Cereal's sweet enough. I'm like, have you,
Nah, it wasn't
have
no
you eaten
cereal.
this?
It wasn't no sweetener on Kicks.
She
It
didn't never
wasn't.
ate it. She was like, kid tested, mother approved.
It
It had
hint.
a slight little sweetness,
It
but it
wasn't
wasn't. It wasn't no sugar.
But between all those, Kicks was my favorite one. Between the Kicks, like the Raisin Bran, the cornflakes, and the Rice Krispies. I'm like, give me the Kicks.
Cheerios.
Raisin Bran was
Cheerios, man.
decent. Low
Raisin
key.
Bran was
With some
here
cold
too.
milk.
I would always
With
take
the
the raisins out the Raisin Bran. I'm like, just give me the
You
brand.
just want brand.
I just wanted the brand.
You ain't want that's the whole point. You did the raisins and raisin bran.
Nah.
So what's the top? So what's the top cereal?
None of them now because they got the
They-
bioengineered
It was
ingredients.
cereal was killing us the whole time.
Whole time.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch still gets.
Hey,
Bioengineered.
CTC do smack, Joe.
Man,
It
remember
smacks.
Smacks used to.
I ain't never eaten no
Little
smacks.
Small.
Little roaches.
Right,
never
they
eat no
like-
Smacks.
Smacks was
It
fire.
did like little dead
Nah,
bugs.
man.
Don't eat
Lucky,
that on the east.
Lucky
And
Charms.
it was a
Listen, my pops used to
Lucky
kill
Lucky
Smacks.
Charms a hit.
Lucky Charms was decent.
I ain't
Lucky
like
Charms
marshmallows.
are
Lucky Charms was
man.
decent.
I was
See,
like,
nah,
yeah.
some of this cereal don't hit right because we eating the right milk now. See, back in we had that wood milk, whole milk.
This is milk. I ain't even
Now,
like milk.
when
ain't
I put
drink
the
You was
whole milk
eating
in
whole
there,
milk?
it don't- huh?
You was eating whole milk the whole time.
I mean,
And
until
drank whatever the hell was put on
Y'all
the
drinking
table.
whole milk.
Nah, I was like
Whatever.
2%, I think. I don't.
Y'all was eating whole
Or
milk.
drinking milk.
Are you
Y'all was
trying-
eating
Drink
milk.
but like I ain't never like milk.
I mean,
no way
I
like
eat it
that,
with my
so
cereal.
No,
I'm just
eating
trying
with
to
the
pour it out.
cereal.
You can't eat milk.
Well, you
drink
put it with the
milk.
cereal.
You know what I mean? You eat cereal and the
I
milk
hate
be in.
You
it.
know
But
I'm
when
not
she
talking about
asked me
eating
if I
actual
eat
milk.
it, I say off the bone.
You can because it's
I hear
cheese
what
though.
you
You
saying.
eat cheese though. It's milk. Same damn thing. Cheese. You love cheese.
Y'all remember Waffle Crisp? Was it Waffle?
Waffle Crisp fire.
That shit's
Not as good
That's-
as Golden Grams.
but that didn't come around like till later. But Golden
Yeah, Waffle
Grams
Crisp
was
fire.
like smack. A little, well, maybe
Golden
not.
Grams.
Hey,
Okay,
did
it was
y'all- did y'all
decent.
ever had that fake Captain Crunch? It was called King Crunch.
Yeah,
That came from
yeah,
Rick's.
but it was decent.
Depending
though.
on which
Yeah.
friend house I visit.
Hey, you remember
Sure.
the Captain
Yeah.
Crunch was like all berries and shit. Oops, all berries.
That's new.
Like, that was
It was
newer.
later on,
That
but it was fire
newer.
still.
'Cause they
I ain't
had
like the all
That's
berries.
the adult childhood.
But-
I ain't like all
Go
berries.
child, the
But
young
I-
adult.
but like my thing was the oatmeal with the raisins, dates, and whatever. Like that's y'all was still
healthy eating.
y'all-
Brown sugar oatmeal too.
That one, and then the one that was like raisins, dates, and almonds or
It's,
walnuts
it's
or
decent.
something.
That one decent.
It's
That one
a
decent.
texture
Used to
thing for
hit.
me. It was just too mushy. So I'm just like,
What was y'all favorite cereal oatmeal? Leave a comment.
Leave it in the comments.
Tell
And
us.
Don't lie.
We gotta take a poll.
Don't
But
lie. And it ain't that good if you don't drink
Honey
the milk
Bunches of
afterwards.
Oats was decent. Low key,
Honey Bunches of Oats
underrated.
actually was
underrated.
You
Honey
said-
Bunches of Oats with the
I mean,
almond.
Which one?
The
How much time
almond.
do you
The
want to spend
almond
with your
crunch. The
grandparents?
almond, huh?
Honey Bunches of Oats is at grandparents' house.
With the almonds.
It was
That
never
shit-
at like me and my mama house.
Oh well, you gotta know better, man. You know better. You do better. You do
Honey
better.
Bunches
You
of
know.
Oats at like my OG in them crib. It wasn't never
you
at
just
my.
get it every now and then. I feel
Yeah.
like.
I didn't even know what
cereal.
oats was.
but it was a little bit more expensive than like your Captain Crunch
Yeah,
or your
yeah,
Apple
yeah.
Jacks. Or
Because
some
it
of your
actually had
Fruit Loops.
ingredients in there.
Yeah, it was like healthy.
Somebody got a bonus or something. Man.
But then you learn that's not it's not good for you either.
none.
But the
man.
Honey Bunches of Oats.
oh,
It ain't good for you neither.
It really.
Y'all
is.
know what y'all know about
Bioengineered.
What y'all know about cheese toast though?
What's
Oh,
cheese toast?
listen.
It's a grilled
Come on,
cheese,
man.
but all it
You
was
call it cheese toast?
it was
What's your black
cheese.
card?
It was cheese
Can I
toast
see it?
my whole life,
Bro.
Until I got older, I was like, oh, grilled cheese.
Okay.
What you called it? Back in
No,
the
so
day?
like we had like growing up. I was actually talking about to one of my boys back this about 2 weeks ago. Like we had grilled cheese, but we also had cheese toast. But there was a stark difference because
What was the difference?
grilled cheese was cooked on the stovetop.
On the pan.
And you smash it a little bit, whatever, you got the heat on it, whatnot.
Yeah.
But the cheese toast was put at the bottom of the oven.
Oh, okay.
Where the fire
you talking
was,
about- okay.
and you have like one piece of bread, and
the
you put
broiler?
that cheese on it,
Slice
and
it,
then that
and
fire
then
would
that's it.
would crisp it
Oh,
up,
and the
and
broiler?
we had cheese toast.
But no, when I said cheese toast,
Yeah.
I'm talking about grilled cheese. But
See,
I just thought it was a cheese
Nah,
toast.
you
Nah,
said-
it was grilled cheese,
You
man.
from UK or something?
Nigga, that's what we called it.
Too much
Everybody,
super
no,
sell. Too much
No, we
super
called it
sell.
grilled cheese.
Chicago. It was like, but when you was a kid, it was like, I want a cheese
I
toast.
start putting
Nah.
grilled cheese on it. I start making breakfast
Y'all
sandwich with
put,
grilled
so y'all
cheese.
put y'all brown sugar on your grilled cheese like I did.
brown
Nah.
sugar on
They,
your grill.
A
What
little
type
bit of
of
ground
human
sugar
are
on
you?
there. The melted brown sugar on it. Be a little sweet.
I ain't
you
know
got
nothing
a-
about
That's
that.
French toast. Right.
Grilled
What-
cheese? No.
With cheese? That's some salt and
Brown
sour
sugar on-
stuff.
No, it ain't nothing
Royale,
sour.
you got a Royale.
Hey,
with
Gordon Ramsay will cuss you out right
Gordon
now.
Ramsay.
I bet he'll love that.
Cuss
He
you out
decided to
right
use something like that. I'm telling you,
Royale
man. You
with
gotta.
cheese.
I do put syrup sometimes.
So young puss.
Syrup.
So young.
Syrup, yes.
on
Jelly.
So you put syrup on your
Grilled cheese.
grilled cheese.
Yeah, we were talking about grilled
Same
cheese.
thing.
It was some meat, but it gotta have a meat accompanied.
You
by
could
it.
add meat to it.
It's layers to my.
You could add
bigness.
meat to it, but whole time, you okay. So do you add sugar to your spaghetti?
No.
I do.
You got to.
And I
You
put
got
a-
to,
and
bro.
I put
You
a
don't
little- and I
look.
put a little
Two,
barbecue sauce in it.
3. I need all you guys
Okay,
to
barbecue
pull out your
sauce.
I
black
put a little bit of
cards.
barbecue sauce.
I've
Do
seen
you
it
add
done.
sugar to your
Listen,
spaghetti?
I've seen it
Absolutely.
done,
You
but
gotta add
I
sugar.
I
to
don't
it. You
really
gotta add
do
sugar to
that.
it.
I just
Y'all
want,
you put sugar on your rice?
I just want some cheese.
No salt.
Everybody makes shit different. Yeah.
It got some sugar.
What
in it?
spaghetti?
It got to.
Well,
man.
like low key, when my
Little
mama
bit
was
of-
making it, it probably already had some sugar.
That's
in
how
it,
my mama
so,
made it.
You know what I'm
She
saying?
always
So
put
I ain't
sugar
never
in
do no
hers.
extra sugar.
Okay.
in it.
Sugar in your grits?
Yes.
Sometimes,
Yes.
depending on what I'm feeling.
Yes.
It depends on
Yeah,
what
I
Okay,
used to
what you're
put
talking
sugar
about
in
with the
grits.
rice?
But I've tried it with
salt and
too. I
pepper?
put
Cool.
salt
I
in
do
grits, too.
both. I do both.
Salt,
of them.
pepper,
I've done
salt,
both.
pepper, and butter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Salt, pepper,
I've
butter.
done
What I
both.
do with the sugar?
Done it all.
I like it
Depending
with
how I'm
sugar
feeling.
too.
How I'm feeling.
That
you know.
part.
We just be making stuff up though, but it'd be
But
fire.
okay,
Add
last
seasoned
question.
salt and shit to
Do
it.
y'all ever like put y'all like leftover rice and make like cereal out of that? Like put the milk with some sugar on there,
Bro, what country
like
are
white
you from?
rice, like the white rice you had left over, and like next day you're like, oh, you
That's
know
rice
what?
milk.
Add some milk to it, some sugar. Then you got like a little cereal bowl with this rice, like breakfast rice, damn near.
Why you can't just cook it with eggs like black people do?
You could.
Like I know
You could
my,
make it on the side with some eggs and all that.
My sister
It'd
and
be-
them, they used to take the cornbread and crumble it all
Like,
up
y'all
and
just
put
pour
some
it
milk
on
in
there.
there. It'd be like cornbread with milk,
They from the South.
and then they'll just be eating that. I remember that.
Yeah, that's where you get it from. That's how
fucking
the rice.
But they
with
used
the-
to do that with
I never heard that.
buttermilk.
It's good as hell,
with
low-key.
Some buttermilk.
Buttermilk and
Or
cornbread.
cornbread
Shout
and
out
milk.
to the Mississippi.
And you already be
I've
kind of
heard like
sweet.
fried
cornbread.
cornbread, or whatever,
Yeah.
like or whatever they.
It'd be
is that
decent.
what they call it, fried cornbread.
We just went on a whole tangent.
Yeah, and I don't know if we
It's
hungry
real,
or not,
man.
but this was real.
Everybody got hungry
gonna
in the
lie.
comments.
I
Like,
might
man,
try
what
to
y'all
write-
finna eat?
I might try to write cereal, he just
might.
said.
Now
So
it's
don't.
making me
I
hungry.
never
sound
heard
like
that
a-
one.
You
The
try
rice
it. You
cereal?
gonna be like, that
Rice
changed my life. Low
You put
key.
milk in it?
A little bit.
Oh,
Okay.
bad.
I mean, I don't drink milk no more. I don't drink dairy milk.
We
I
need
drink
a
coconut milk.
We need a cooking with the plug.
Yeah, but coconut milk make me feel
If
the
you
same
can,
way
if
as
the
regular
dish
milk.
come out cool, if it don't come out
Cooking
right,
with the plug segment.
It could be a false advertisement thing, but
It's that almond breed stuff. I be
you
getting.
get the almond. I
Oh,
don't do
yeah,
the
almond milk now.
Coconut.
Put me
coconut.
on.
Oh, almond. See,
I'll be doing the oat milk.
that tastes good.
Do the oat milk now with some oatmeal.
I thought about switching to that, man.
Oat
Because
milk.
I'm like, something got to
It's
give.
a little thicker.
Yeah, I just
little
like
thicker
it, like
too.
put it like in your oatmeal or whatever. Whip it up,
Thick.
chef it up. But listen, Mr. Mahone,
What up?
thank you for kicking it with us today.
Absolutely, I
You still
appreciate
kicking it, but
Yes,
you
sir.
know, we just wanted to ask you a couple questions and
sir.
just shoot the shit with us.
Before
Shoot
we
the shit with us
transition to
today.
the topic, I got one silly question about education.
Absolutely. Hit me.
How close to Abbott Elementary is
Hey, I asked you
is the
that.
school?
It gotta be like Abbott Elementary, bro.
Is like, is there a janitor who talks shit occasionally? Is there a teacher who's too high maintenance for the check she receives, but she's respected?
Listen.
Like, I just want to know.
Abbott Elementary funny as hell.
Hey, there's an Abbott Elementary everywhere. My particular school, you got a little bit of those aspects. All peppered in throughout the building, but I'm gonna keep it cool. You know,
Yeah.
they might see this like,
Shout out to
Mr.
the
Mahone.
educator. What you say about
Put
me?
me on blast like that.
Right,
Nah,
like,
I
let's
mean-
see how you feel. Like, we know we're gonna put on your feedback form. Like, whatever.
Man, so something that I want to talk about, So now I got one of my homies, like we've been knowing each other since we was like little kids.
Yes, sir.
And we was talking shit about a week ago about like the fashion do's and don'ts.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if it's just limited to like Chicagoland area.
Yep.
But we was like, it's certain things we see nowadays and be like, how?
Right.
Why? That's a crime. Case in point, you see a kid, not even a kid, a grown man with like Nike and Adidas on, like some Adidas shorts and a Nike tee, or like some Adidas socks and some ones, like, and you be like, what?
What are you doing?
That's called mismatch designer. First time I heard about it was from King
But
Louis.
that's what we say is like you could get away with
You
a
got
lot.
the champs with the
but
Nike.
then it's some stuff that just is
You don't pair together,
it's
right?
like blasphemy.
It
you
is.
know what I
Like
mean?
what?
It's what we used to call like false flag.
Now, see, look,
Like, you couldn't, like-
you got to realize you come from a culture of matching, right?
Yeah,
We do.
But,
just
but,
coordinate.
but,
Coordinate.
but nowadays, clashing colors is more fashionable. It's more
fighting the
more
rainbow.
fashionable.
You talking about colors, then we talking about like
Brands.
Well, brand mixing too. So like, if you got designer shit, you gonna wear different designers at the same damn time. You ain't gonna like, I gotta wear all Gucci unless you one of them hood niggas who wear like a whole fit or like
That's fresh
Gucci
off
from
the
down to
mannequin.
the off the mannequin. Like, okay, that look like a fit.
Yeah.
Gucci fit. But really, they be mixing it all up. Gucci slippers,
But the
Gucci
fashion
slides,
sense from it, I ain't like
Nike shorts,
fashion guru, but
regular tee.
it's color and brands though.
I don't know if I would do that. You know, like I guess because I have OCD, I am a type A. I don't know if
Right.
I would like put like a Gucci on with a Burberry. I don't care if the
But that's different. That's different.
If the pattern scheme is the same thing or the color scheme is the same thing, I just don't know if I do that because I'm gonna put on Burberry. I'm gonna put on Burberry. Disclaimer: I don't own a Burberry. Like
Burberry ain't-
I can afford it, but I'm not buying it.
Burberry
you know, so but
ain't
like
hitting no more.
It's just like Nike. You know what I'm saying? Like you could match a Nike with a Jordan. That's okay.
Yeah.
But to do a Nike and like an Under Armour or Adidas, I'm just
Yeah.
like, you can't do the stripe with the swoosh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It don't
so
make
like,
sense.
like Nike Jordan, like what we was just talking about the other day. It was like you could do like you could rock like all Nike and then have some Jordans on, right?
Yeah.
But if you wearing like all Jordan apparel, do you think you should have on some Jordans on your feet? Like if you got on Jordan apparel,
I mean, it'd be the
Well, you
respectful
get
thing
away
to do,
with Nikes.
but you could put on a pair of Nikes with it, though.
you can get away with it.
Yeah.
But would you wear like some Jordan socks with some Air Force Ones?
No.
Absolutely not.
See what I'm saying?
No.
See what I'm saying?
Absolutely
See what I'm
not.
saying?
No,
There we
no.
go.
He said I would. Cause he younger. You younger. You do.
Don't care.
Yeah, he don't care. but-
Y'all niggas
Oh,
are bums,
listen.
yo. Y'all are bums.
What's that color match? Ain't no
Yeah,
girl
but
gonna
we
say
like 80s babies.
We grew up in the era like, you don't go out the house
wrinkle.
wrinkled. You don't go out the house
It's more
ashy.
it's more coordinated with
Yeah.
the matching
Like,
and stuff.
Your
So-
clothes was ironed. Your clothes match. Like you don't put all that you don't put stripes on with polka dots.
Yeah.
So,
But nowadays,
so
You
a
can do
guy
that
that-
now these days.
do
You
whatever
right?
you want.
You
bro.
do it.
It's some
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Are you
underlying
judging them?
undertones. I'm not judging no.
Are
No.
you judging a Gucci suit wearer with Burberry socks? Are you judging?
why would you wear Burberry socks? Why not wear like some plain socks?
It's kind of diabolical. Like
Yeah, because people like celebrity stuff. If they win Burberry, they are winning all Burberry pretty much for the most part.
because you ain't judging
Burberry
them
or
by all
off
they-
brand. So Burberry and then I think it's off brand something. It's like some plain something.
So I think it's okay if you do that. Like if you wear like a Ralph Lauren polo with like Levi jeans. You
Yeah,
don't
okay.
necessarily
That's-
need.
It ain't like
That's
a
cool.
designer
That's
designer.
acceptable.
It
That's
ain't a
what I'm saying.
designer
Acceptable.
designer.
So it's the
You know what I'm
higher
saying?
brands.
Yeah.
It's like
Dior just got caught making $57 bags and charging $3,000.
But that's
All of them.
that's
But
all
that's
fashion.
all fashion,
That's
though.
all
So that
fashion.
name
Yeah.
stuff, that's why he has a
Dior.
point about the name not mattering if the quality.
Let's go back to Nike Adidas. If I had just a Nike Nike pullover, right?
Mm-hmm.
Small with a small white logo right here in the chest. And I had my fucking Adidas pants on with some Nike shoes.
You look crazy.
You would.
Yeah.
You would
Yeah,
look a little
like
bit
somebody,
crazy.
somebody could just run up to you and
You
spit
saying
on
a
you.
Nike hoodie with Adidas
For the
pants?
audience who can't hear him, he
That's
said if
wild.
he had a Nike
That's
hoodie
wild.
with Adidas bottoms,
That's
he'd still
wild.
fly.
That's wild. I
But
ain't gonna lie to
neither
you.
Nike nor
It's like-
Adidas
It's a
will
bold
post you.
move. It's a bold move.
It's kind of it's like
That's
Neither
bold.
post you on their page.
it's psychopath. That's psychopath.
Diabolical.
behavior.
He diabolical with it.
The
That's-
psychopath
see, that don't even-
behavior.
No, but it's the youth. The youth will do that. They like we don't get. We
But
don't
this
care
the-
anymore.
But that's
Expressing
the, it's the
ourselves.
same generation that be wearing a hoodie in like 95-degree
Listen,
weather.
that-
Like,
With the
that
mask
shit
on
be
too. With
blowing
the
over
mask
the
on.
mask
Listen.
and a Scully, and it'd be like
That blows me.
87.
So all right, I know we were done talking about the school stuff.
No, but
like,
yeah.
the kids at school, they be like, I'm like, you know it's gonna be 92 degrees outside today, right? They come there with a whole Nike jumpsuit on. You know, they have recess at 12:30. So this one, the sun's at the highest in the sky. They come there, Mr. Mahone, can I go inside? No. I told you to take the hoodie off. Why you got a hoodie on? It's 94 degrees with a heat index of 101. I know you stinking. I know you hot. So,
Musty.
like, what are you doing?
And now when I see
Like,
that out in public, I just kind of think like, are they clutch? Like they holding? They got
I
heat?
feel like they want to get that impression, so they
yeah,
all
so they
do
wear the
it.
hoodie. That's so
But
crazy.
some people do like
No!
like some folks do that because it is
Or they is
like,
retarded. Like,
I'll
I,
be cooler with my hood on. G. I had nothing
okay,
underneath.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
I'll be cool.
I'm saying
some of them don't have nothing on up underneath it.
maybe that's possible. You can wear a hoodie and be cooler, but I'm saying if you get to be cooler, keep the hoodie off. I'm saying why go through the having to wear nothing under your hoodie if you just wear
At least put a
not a hoodie.
At least put a wife beat on.
right.
You know what I'm saying? You got, if you
Yeah.
gotta go topless under a hoodie, why wear the hoodie in the
That's
first
the
place?
choice. I don't have no shirt on up underneath this. I'm like,
Put a shirt on, and then you ain't gotta wear the hoodie.
Who
You know what I'm
raised
saying?
Nah,
Like,
you know what? It's y'all fault.
Why is our fault?
This fashion do's and don'ts. They got to keep the whole suit on, and they not valid.
that's what it is.
But
That's
it's
what
like-
it is too.
But you can never go wrong with wearing something just blank with anything.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
My
That's how you
mom,
pull
shout
it
out to
all
my
off.
mom. She took me to Marshalls. I went to
Hell
Gold
yeah.
Blacks growing up. I
Gold
learned
Blacks.
how to
You know about Gold
I
Blacks.
learned how to put an
You know
outfit
about-
together. You young
you know
niggas don't
about-
know how to put your pants from one store, your shirt from another store, and everybody still say you got the shit on.
oh no,
Yeah,
you,
but
you
that's-
pair-
What
you
was
pair,
that
you
store?
match it up.
Yeah, Gold Blast, Venture,
JC Penney.
What was that
JCPenney,
store?
Burlington Coat
What's the
Factory,
other one?
Yeah.
K
K&G.
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 But
K&G.
K&G
You
came
gotta
on
be
a little
careful.
bit later.
You gotta be
know?
careful,
Yeah.
K&G. They front at a thrift store sometimes. I swear I
Really?
saw my pants. I donated
Nah,
them.
man.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm like, that's
Nah.
man. I
Nah,
had my
man.
initials.
But yeah, but like growing up, Marshalls was clutch. Burlington, TJ
Burlington
Maxx,
Coat Factory was
TJ Maxx,
clutch.
you can
A
find some
plain
shit.
polo.
See, we didn't do none of that. We didn't get none of that. We went to like whenever
to
my mama
the
could find a
thrift
Kmart,
Yeah.
you know, or
Kmart.
Walmart.
But that's what I'm saying. You learn how to pull it off.
Absolutely. Like you
But we
said.
just talk about like
Burlington
mixing-
was like, you going back to school, get everything you want
Hell yeah.
right now for your rest of your school. Like,
But see,
everything.
on Southside, they ain't had none of that. You know
Burlington.
what I'm saying? We had to like go travel.
Go
like,
Blast.
I had to go to
Ford,
Lincoln.
Gold
I had to
Blast,
go to Madison
Yeah, like
and go
go
to
shopping.
Burlington.
See,
Gold
I
Blast
understand.
was
Y'all
right
came
on.
from the era when
Stony
people
Eye.
got really robbed for their Jordans. Like,
Absolutely,
you was
yeah.
in trouble for how fresh you was outside. Now
Yeah,
niggas
yeah.
wearing knockoffs and they
You
safe
don't
as a
even know.
bird.
But like it still be like little things like some black ones with some white socks.
Oh yeah,
And it just like bothered me.
Like,
and
Nah,
I'll be
cause
like,
see, I was telling you,
and it's super annoying.
I was
Like,
watching
it bothered me, but
shout out the 520 podcast.
Who am I to say?
Tag y'all up in here, but watching the 520 podcast and what's his name was arguing with the other coast. What's his name of the host? What's the
I know Jeff T.
Jeff
I don't
T.
know everybody else now.
Jeff T was arguing with the other dude about the black ones with white laces. And they were just saying how they, as a trend in certain places, they do that on purpose.
Yeah.
And it's fly to them. How y'all feel about
You
that?
could get away with that. Like
Black
if
ones
that-
with white
if you-
laces?
If you purposely doing it for like
Yeah.
a fashion statement, I can't be mad at that.
I
But
would
the
agree
white
with that
socks
as well,
would still
yeah.
bother me.
because even
So
like
white socks with black ones will bother you?
that's awful. Like you have no fashion sense. Even
Because that's just
when I
like
see
dress
people wear
shoes,
dress shoes
black
with
dress
white
shoes
socks.
with
I'm
white
like,
socks.
or with two socks. I'm like, why you got no dang
I
old
don't
dress socks?
mind.
on?
Oh, yeah.
I'm
I wouldn't
I'm
do it
perplexed.
if I had the
Like,
option
He
to
was a
wear.
blood member like YG.
Like yeah, basically with Michael Jackson, one or the other.
But what's wrong with white socks with black shoes?
It's just
Jordan did it. Michael Jordan did it.
Michael Jordan ain't well.
Well, he was
His eyes yellow.
he was hooping,
Come
and
on,
they ain't have a
man.
lot of black
Right.
like
Socks
athletic
back then.
socks back then. Yeah, yeah.
But it was okay because it's
At the
basketball.
point because it's basketball, you on the court
shoes.
doing that, and then like at the time period, like playing basketball professionally wasn't like it was some sense because Michael transformed the game. You know,
He
it
did.
became fashionable because of like how distracting his shoes were. But needless to say, I think it's more so or less of like how you pair things together or whatnot. So like when you think
True.
about it, like listen, y'all remember
True.
the era like you was talking about the shoestrings, right? There was an era where you switched out
Every
your
shoestring to match
And
every
you go to
outfit.
like the Chinese store or whatever,
You be
and like,
happy
they had
to
the
get
different
'em.
colors and the
Yep.
different patterns and whatnot. So it didn't matter if the shoes were all white or all black.
You
know,
do
at
it
the
for
time.
one outfit, just
K-Swiss or Reebok.
all different colors.
We
Yeah.
ain't
you
forget
know.
you niggas who had the light up belt that said your name.
Right?
It said your name.
Weak
on
as
it. We
hell.
ain't
I hate
forget
that
y'all.
shit.
But back in the
Hated
day, I
That's
had
a
some.
don't. That's a fashion don't.
I had some
Yeah,
LA
please don't do that,
gears.
yeah.
You remember LA gears, the light up shoes?
Okay.
And
do remember those.
we were shorties,
Yeah.
but I remember I thought you couldn't tell me nothing because my mama somehow found a pair They had the green lights. Everybody had the red lights. You couldn't tell me nothing. I had green light. I'm like, I'm on go. Like, what you talking about?
Man, y'all had no pumps though.
Oh, bro,
Pump shit up, boy. Tight as hell, boy.
What we here?
I want to pick y'all brain. So is K-Swiss a fashion don't?
I was about to say
or
K-Swiss.
is that a societal
It
thing?
became a don't.
K-Swiss
It
had
was hot for a second.
a run.
Yeah, it was
It
hot
had
for a
a
second.
clean run along with Saucony.
My freshman year in high school, like K-Swiss was popular. You know, you get them like 2 for $100. You get a pair of white ones and a pair of black ones.
Yep.
You know, at the same time, Reeboks at the same time was popular when K-Swiss
Classic
was.
too.
So,
Yep.
the classic, you know, the you get a pair of black
It
with
went
a
on
white
a
ones.
run.
But how y'all-
Reeboks can still.
How do
get
y'all
off.
feel about people wearing the old people shoes now, the New Balances, as a fashion thing now? Because there was old people shoes back in the day.
Went up.
They
And
were.
see, Saucony's
Yep.
was like New Balances.
Saucony's was lit for like
They were because
But now they back to old people
colorways.
shoes.
New Balance paid the right people to remarket
Remarket that shit, yeah, because New
Brand.
Balance was always old people shoes all our
They
life.
were.
And
And
they-
the old people shoes on. You used to make
Yeah,
fun of people wearing
yeah,
New Balance.
Like you got New Balances on.
They changed up the
Yo,
style.
go fast out of here.
They changed up their style.
They
in a
did
little
change like
bit.
the heels.
It looked better. It looked better.
Get some more colorways, that type of thing.
Hey, there's some pairs of some New Balance. I'm like, I would copy.
I ain't gonna lie. I seen some Asics out thinking about getting. Like, oh,
They
Asics
got
got
some
shoes.
decent Asics.
Yeah,
They comfortable too.
I'm like, them motherfuckers,
I
I can wear
guess
them anywhere.
I guess we could say the fashion do is do what feels good to you. The fashion don't put on no shit that make you look like a fool. So
Don't do too much, but sometimes less
Don't wear
is
a
more.
beach towel as
Keep
a
it
kid.
simple.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
all the time, less is more.
Less is more, and you could keep it simple and you be cool. But people do too much.
Don't wear the
tell that, 'cause
Nike
women
hoodie
out here in lingerie.
with the Adidas pants.
Talk about let's go to
Please.
STK. Like you can't
In
come out.
Do
lingerie.
and
not wear the Nike hoodie with the Adidas pants.
Nah,
Don't
you can
do
do
it.
Hey, no,
Muff
young
not-
nigga,
Muff not
express
fucking
yourself.
Mother not fucking with it. He said, "I wear what the fuck I want to wear."
Cause who correcting them?
Don't do
hey,
it.
young blood, they
Yeah.
got
Somebody gonna jump 'em one
Gotta
day.
switch.
Y'all need a role
Somebody
model.
But so that was
Need a role model,
I was
like-
having a living conversation about whether or not, especially when you putting on like business casual clothes or you putting on like formal clothes that you're not supposed to pair navy blue or black. What's y'all take on that?
I think
We're
that-
black. We can pair any color with anything.
Yeah, we
and
can
make
put
I
it
don't
on
think you
anything.
should. It's not normal. You should. I think maybe blue go with brown.
Oh,
go
absolutely.
with
I saw
brown.
that.
Instantly.
Black go with like brighter
But I,
colors.
I've seen it pulled off masterfully.
Or
I have as
so
well.
that's why I said like you could get away with it because I've seen some nice like jackets, tuxedos, where they got the order like a navy blue suit with the black turtleneck and pull it off. So it's just how you do it. But yeah, growing up, traditionally it wasn't like just like some navy blue pants and a black dress shirt.
Yeah, it was like almost
was
a
like-
no-no.
It was
you know?
it was a fashion.
yeah,
though.
unless you
Get
just
the right
folks.
fabric, and you get the shoes that highlight, that get a tint of navy blue and black on them. It's all about the accessories. My
I'm gonna say the
handkerchief,
accessory,
Yeah,
y'all.
how you coordinate.
Mhm. The cufflinks, if you got a
Yeah.
cufflink on with it or
got an
whatnot.
accessory. Got to coordinate.
Yeah, it's about
Shout
being
out-
subtle
yeah.
Cufflinks.
sometimes.
If you would have tie with it, you can go like some people like it's played out. I said no, you could always put a tie clip on. That's classic. You know what I'm saying? It just make it just pop just a little bit
'em
more.
on.
You know,
It's a
even when I
little
put a lapel, like a little a little brooch on your lapel, you with a suit jacket or whatnot, just add a little bit more. So if you talking about like make it like something like that, accentuate maybe like a brighter navy blue with the black, or you know, to make it pop.
Now, different color. Now, if you talk about the hue of the color, of course, some mesh together.
Yeah.
Mesh together well. So I get what y'all saying.
Yeah. Oh, I
Put that
thought
shit
that
on.
was a good convo because it was like, yo, I be seeing stuff out here have me like,
What are you doing?
it's like, am I just old now? Am I getting old? Like what? Like
But to each his own. Whatever make you feel
Hell
good
yeah.
I
about
hope I
yourself.
don't cancel
Like,
for this, but
wear whatever y'all
they
want.
retired. Y'all retired. Young kids is retired. I ain't gonna lie to you.
They not retired. They
Some-
just
some
misunderstood.
people say that
You
we're
can't say
retarded.
Take
that.
that for all
You
of them.
can't say
That's
that.
offensive.
You pandering right now.
We were misunderstood
You can't
at
say
one
the
point.
R word.
I was listening to
So you think that
Hold
they're
on.
the same level of intelligence that we do back in the day?
when
You think it's the
Gucci
same?
Man came out and I took my shirt off and all the hoes started breathing, my grandma might have thought I was possessed.
I wouldn't, because it was called short bus music back then. So even back
Not
then,
back
we,
then,
I was
short
saying,
bus,
we had a
shot.
name for rappers
was
like
lit.
that. Or we had rappers. We had name for rappers like that. We called them short bus. We called them slow back then. Now they call rappers. Now they just call rappers. So what I'm saying is, the
Slow
people.
boys got talent.
What I'm saying is, there is a clear disconnect between intelligence
No.
and
I'm gonna tell you how genius.
Like-
I'm gonna tell you how genius it is where we can't understand it. when we played the game too much, we got punished.
The video game?
Yeah, go outside, go do something, go be active, right? These Negroids or next generation Gen Zers then came in, sat their ass down, put a camera while playing the game, and called it streaming and getting paid for it. So who's the slow guy? Who's
Can I say one thing?
who? Go ahead.
Who the hell making these motherfuckers? People in y'all age, though. These y'all
Getting
age.
Making what, the games?
You talking about us
People in
millennials?
y'all
These are our
age
kids.
range,
Yeah.
and it's the kids of the people in y'all age.
Which is
Oh,
fine
well.
because like
Making their kids.
we were at the cups
so
of
don't
that.
talk shit about the kids.
Nah.
It's the people in y'all age range making these kids.
I'm bigging them up because
Making
we
the
never
kid.
thought that we could
I ain't
get
got no
paid
kids.
for playing video
Y'all got
games.
kids?
Some lazy ass.
I ain't got no kids.
No,
But
I
they
ain't
make their
got no
laziness works. Cats are not running around, screaming, and they be like, oh my, he's a treasure. Good job, young man, but can we talk? Can you put something on display?
But here's the thing. I know there's a difference in the kids based on like where you are in our range of being millennials. Because the older millennial kids ain't like the younger millennial kids, even though they are millennials or whatnot. However, ain't even our kids, it's y'all little dudes. They came after us. Y'all got all kind of backward ways of thinking about things. Yeah, these cats.
They just try to flip it. They try to just disrupt the system. Try to disrupt the system is what they do.
Yeah, I mean, y'all here different.
Right. Keep it. See.
I want to talk to one of them, but like Zoom, like over
You
the
do
phone.
an interview? Yeah, I get my
like,
nephews up here. So just,
But they good. They listen.
I mean,
well,
they
so far what
in
we
that
know,
age
when they get grown and they tell you that we was fucking.
you never know.
These kids do not respect adults or authority anymore.
I think
That's
Look
what
how
I'm
you
saying.
sound.
Bro,
I'm sounding like
they do
the
not.
Okay, you can call whatever. What do you want to call them? Young adults? Young adults do not respect authority or adults.
Of what we done.
I think we should.
Of us?
How? How the product of me?
Us, like
How?
us. Like
Say how? How's it
First
possible?
of all, I think we should preface it with like we have a unique perspective right here because we
No damn
35.
kids.
We 35 plus don't got no kids,
No
right?
kids.
So like a unique perspective on what's going on because somebody with kids that's our same age gonna be like, what? What's going
Right.
on? They just used to it. It don't stick out as anything different.
Man, look, I seen a shorty getting a haircut today. He's about 4 or 5 years old. Had a cell phone in his hand the whole time. And the girl cutting his hair couldn't pull his head up because he kept looking at the cell phone. And I'm just looking like,
little tablet babies.
you
Like,
can't control your kid enough to say, hey, put the phone down, get your hair cut, look at the phone when you get done.
because the moment that phone get out their hand, they throw a whole tantrum.
But I'm saying, so they can't even discipline the kids the way they supposed. Like,
I mean,
it's different.
No.
So like, maybe I'm just old school with it, but I'm not going for that.
probably what
But
it
y'all
is.
so used
me that
to
phone.
the bad parenting where we got knocked upside our heads. And the reason I say bad is because you can't do it nowadays because it's called abuse. So back then it was abuse. We just didn't call it that or have it structured for it. You
But
know
I
what
I'm
swear,
saying
I-
bad parenting is letting the kid do what they want.
I want to say it would be abuse if they just like perpetually beating your ass, you know what I'm saying, and like for no good cause. But like if you're doing something
There
that they've
deserves
adamantly
punishment.
and blatantly told you not to do, like very directly, especially, and you did it anyway. And they gave you a chance, right? Sometimes you just need to get a little bit of tap.
Yeah,
Just
usually you got
remind
snatched up. You did
get
something.
snatched up. You know what I'm saying?
did something.
Or you get a look or whatever. That's
You
not
get
a
pinched.
So you let your kid do whatever they want.
I'm saying it's
No, nothing.
It's two sides to this. When I got disciplined, I'm like, oh, that's the consequence for what I do. Now I have to switch up what I do so that I don't get disciplined. It didn't change anything.
Yeah.
The parent might feel vindicated or victorious,
Yeah.
but now as an evil-minded little child,
Why you being an evil little kid?
because I'm thinking of a way to get over. If you're gonna whoop me for explaining myself or being quick with my thoughts or something, because not my parent, not you, mama, but somebody else. If you're gonna whoop me for being smart and quick on the dial and stuff like these are things in business that could make you a good leader of men or good function in society, but you can't talk back to me. Who you talking to? This thing, especially in the black community where discipline for us growing up was just, I'm gonna always get into some shit. I'm gonna always say something bad, and it was always corrected with violence.
So you're talking about arguing a point. We're talking about just not doing what you're told. Like saying,
We
like
all
just
didn't.
so like if I say don't do this and you do it,
Yeah, what's the
then
consequence?
what? Now if you just
Ours was-
now if you just explaining yourself, say, hey, well I'll do this because whatever, and I'm just like, no. That's different. That's different. That's different.
Right. Exactly.
That's why I said usually when
It's
you're
levels
getting
to it.
snatched up or popped
It's because you were in the wrong.
You
You were wrong.
Getting pinched under your arm or something.
You did something
You
wrong.
in the store, y'all in public. They already
Embarrassing
told
you, embarrassing your
before
parents.
we go in the
Embarrassing.
store, you ain't got $1 to your name. Don't touch nothing. Don't
Don't ask for
Yeah.
nothing. Don't touch nothing. Don't
and
smell
then
nothing.
you end up doing some shit, and then you don't see nobody, but then they come through stealth still. As soon as you touch, pop.
Or they said, "Wait till we get our ass at
Oh,
home.
yeah.
Wait till we get home."
They'll embarrass your parents while you're in public.
Yep,
bro.
they gonna
That's
embarrass
it.
you right back.
She
Yep.
like, you can't get nothing. And then I see her get something. And I'm like, I thought we wasn't getting nothing. And I'm not wrong.
Stay in the
Yes,
child's
you're
place.
right. Yeah.
Stay
Ain't nothing- right.
That's
Like, pop.
That's why these new
They need
age
pop.
kids, when they don't listen, I don't blame them. Because 9 out of 10 times, a parent only wants you to do something to make them comfortable, not for
Okay.
So
betterment
the
of
kid
you.
So
is doing
you're
out of
saying-
compliance.
Yes.
Out of compliance, not because of commitment or by any means at all, because they want to just do what's right or please their parents. They're doing out of compliance so you can get out of my face and leave me alone.
Yeah. I can play the game in
Okay.
peace. You gave me this.
And I'm
this
saying,
phone. I have
I'm
my
saying,
games.
even in business, that's okay.
in business,
You don't gotta like what I'm telling you to do, but the
No,
rule
yeah.
stands because it's making the business
so
flow
you
better.
can change your situation.
So
But
you
this
can
is the
not like
concept.
it.
These are the
You
people
could-
you're supposed to look for guidance and encouragement from. If you're getting the false side of me because you want to be all powerful parent, then you're gonna miss when I really need your help. I can't come to you because I finessed you already.
But see, that's where parents get caught up in being like a friend versus being a parent.
That part.
So it's like, okay, if you're just doing this because I make you happy, I know you're gonna like me still, you're gonna come to me with your problems still. You're not being a parent, you're being a friend. You ain't supposed to like your parents all the time when they make the. You're supposed to agree with everything your
respect.
parents do. You're supposed to respect them, right?
Honor.
That's
Honor
it.
thy
That's
father.
all. You ain't gotta
Sure.
love me. I gotta provide for you, little nigga.
So
That's
your
it.
days will be long.
That's it.
So the thing is, like, you like how you think about this, like in what I do in my career. You know, like you have to be able to like balance grace with accountability, right?
Right.
You know, so like you have to like,
Word.
hey, you did this, and like, and
Wow.
this is how this impacts you, and this is the implications of said thing. But the same rate, because you did that, these are the consequences for your actions. But often at times, people associate the word consequences as a negative connotated meaning, right?
Yeah.
They're like, it's always a bad thing. No, like if you go to work for 2 weeks, every 2 weeks you go get you a paycheck. The consequence of you going to work is
getting paid.
you got you a
Yeah,
paycheck,
yeah.
right? So you have to be able to set boundaries and parameters, because even you think about it in a business sense or just anything that's structural or whatever, if you don't have anything that serves as the premise or the basis of like how that organization works, people gonna do what the hell they want to do.
Right.
So you got chaos at that point. You know what I'm saying? Then you got people questioning things or whatever. Because at that age, like even like you want to go about it like biologically, they brains ain't developed the way that it needs to. So you got to be able to mold that in a sense so they could be able to pre-operationally think about how it makes sense of like what they're doing.
Yeah, it's kind of like weird.
I was just gonna say another piece of it. I think, and again, I don't have kids, but something that I've seen is like I think parents also, seasoned parents keep their spirit open to a degree, because even with all of that, you tell them do this because I need these consequences, whatever.
Yeah.
There's times where like wisdom come out of the mouth of kids, where you just busy doing your day to day because you adulting and bills or whatever, and a child could say something that could damn near save your life, and you wouldn't even know it if you just always like shut up, get out the room.
Yeah.
You
So it's
always right.
yeah, you always right. So there's a little bit of openness, I think, that wise parents or things that I've seen, you know, or stories that I heard, where it's like had that little bit of
Understanding.
openness and understanding, that
That's-
grace you talking about.
But still establish that dominance, because you don't want to be you don't want to be a parent who, as soon as your son gets old enough to beat your ass, they beating your ass.
Slide
or
on your
when
ass.
you get old, when
Why
you
would they
older
beat-
people,
why
they
would
like,
they
man, kicking you like get your old, like, because
Put you in the home.
yeah, get you in the home because you they were just mad. Like you want to dominate them, but still give them understanding so they still respect you
Right.
Yeah.
when you old and still love you when you're old. You don't want to just be
Yeah.
But I think at
know.
a certain age, I think that parents need to be able to be an attentive listener, not a dismissive listener.
right.
Because that's just like Ace, what you was saying, bro. Like kids will tell you things all the time, even when they become teenagers, even when they become adults, you know. And at times I do, girl, you know, think they get like stuck in their way. I'm the authority figure, and like and my word is law. Like if you paying attention to what they telling you, they could be telling you how they suffering, you know what I'm saying? Like any kind of thing that's going on in their life or whatever. So they don't necessarily need to always be disciplined for that.
Yeah.
So like I'm saying, going back to this balance, you know, of like listening, taking heed, adjusting, because I was one of those shorties that like I kind of got away with it, you know. Like I would question my parents all the time though,
Yeah.
but I would do it in a very respectful manner. You know what I'm saying? I would be like, why you saying that? I'm like, Mom, could you please tell me like why you made a decision about that? I finesse that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Got to.
You gotta learn how. You gotta
know?
learn.
But she was more inclined to answer me
Yeah.
as opposed to like Sadell or somebody or Marta. They'd be like, man, why you making me do this? She'd smack the shit out them. You don't question me
Attitude,
that way.
no,
you
that
know?
matters too. Yeah.
Attitude, disposition, your tone,
disposition.
or whatever. So like. Parents pick up on that, but they can't necessarily be so closed off at being that authoritarian figure because I know too many parents who have lost their shorties as a result of not paying them no attention at all because they were the authority figure.
The parents who cuss at their kids from an early age, that kind of bothers me. I ain't gonna lie to you. So
Yeah, just call them different
just be
names.
calling out the name out
Dummy,
the early age, like
stupid, all that.
man,
Yeah, it's
what kind
wild.
of love you showing up? Like, so it's levels too, like you said. You got to balance that. So yeah, it's true.
Yeah. There's some old down south stuff too.
How so?
Also, a lot of the cussing, the older people cussing.
Yeah.
Can't follow Chicago, but I don't think
then-
I don't look at it as mean. It's just honest. Like you, big dummy.
Nah, big dummy is not the same thing
Sanford
as
Son
like
shit.
You might be a dummy.
big dummy in the same as cussing at them. Talking
But
about
dummy back then is what fuck or excuse me shit might be today.
No, I'm talking about ain't the same thing.
It is really like trying to
Because
learn.
your kid come out there cussing crazy too. It's not a good look to be cussing your kids.
This is what I will aspire to do. Again, I keep prefacing like I ain't got no kids because I don't need y'all in the comments like you ain't got no kids.
I know we can have a conversation because y'all put y'all kids in public settings, and
I
because I,
live
see
by
this shit
Baby's
is true.
kids on my block.
But I was
movie Baby Kids is
On the block, they on the kid.
What I was gonna
Right
say is
now.
like it's a level of just I would assume, maybe I shouldn't assume, but parenting with love versus trying to lead and parent with fear. Just it's always just fear of said negative consequences.
Yeah, you don't
When
want
it's
to
like you
beat
can
you up.
lead with love
Yeah.
and tell them why you think they should do this or why they should be doing this. But neither here nor there, because you know.
Yeah,
Ain't no
I'm sure
kids,
these
but like you
never
said, I
know.
do feel like you should break it down to them why you're doing what you're doing. To them, like, hey, this is why I'm disciplining you this way. This is why you can't do this. This is why your
So
video
they
games
just
is
not
gone.
wondering if you just like a spaz, like you don't
Yeah.
know when you gonna snap or
But
nothing.
certain
Yeah.
questions always end with "do as I say, not as
As I do, right?
Yeah, because the parent don't have all the answers, so it'll work up until a certain time. Until now, you're just telling them, "I'm telling you this for the betterment of you. Don't question me."
So I was watching that show From. You seen you put me on From, right?
That's a hit.
When that new season coming out?
This year sometime.
From, you seen From?
I have not. I've
Check
heard
out
people
From.
talk
It's crazy.
about it.
It's
Yeah.
a crazy show. But on that show, one scene, the first episode was when they was in the RV riding, and the daughter had made fun of the little boy talking about his dog had died or whatever, right? Mother came back like, well, you know, monsters aren't real, so the monster couldn't have killed your dog, so it's not dead. You know what I'm saying? So like as a parent, you got to be able to like finesse things and like make an answer up sometimes. I feel like even if you got the answer sometimes, you got to just give the kid the confidence that you got the answers to.
Is that lying?
Yes.
Yes.
But it's
Absolutely
okay.
is.
Sometimes you got to lie to your kids. Like,
It's like
man.
they tell you it's a Santa Claus.
Yeah, Santa Claus and Tooth Fairy. You
The
gotta
Easter Bunny. Like,
yeah, you got to lie to
That's
kids
a
a
first
little bit.
world thing.
But listen, my pop said, he said, listen, boy, we live in the damn south side of Chicago. We ain't got no damn chimney. Ain't no white man coming down here.
Right.
Bring you, he said, I work hard for this. I'll buy y'all these damn gifts.
Yeah,
you know
let
what I'm
it be
saying?
known.
So after a while, that lie wore off because you started questioning.
Tooth Fairy was real, though.
The Tooth Fairy?
Tooth Fairy was real.
Ain't we ain't had none
Tooth
of
Fairy
that.
was real.
You know,
real,
how
man.
we came up. Wasn't none of that.
Nope.
Anything that
Everybody
wasn't
wants that
absolutely not.
cavity
Jesus
filled,
was the devil.
and then she cheat. She
That
only
Santa
leave
Claus wasn't
$1.
real, but Tooth Fairy was real for sure.
How much she leave you?
I forgot. Maybe $1.
I ain't never get nothing from Tooth Fairy.
Hell no.
Maybe
Never.
$1. Maybe
Cheap skank. Nah.
I got something from Easter
$1
Bunny.
better than nothing, man.
What you get from
Y'all rich?
See, I can't even
Easter
say
Bunny?
that. Yeah, what you get from
I ain't
Skittles?
never
My favorite candy.
I see Easter. I see.
Skittles.
I ain't had Easter at my crib. We ain't had Easter. We had
Yeah.
nothing. It was just nothing.
It was
Resurrection Sunday?
go to the altar.
No, because
Give your life
Give
to
your life
God.
to God.
it wasn't no Sunday. It was like Passover. It was
Repent for your
Passover.
sins. You go to hell.
Passover,
about to come
communion. It
back.
was it. We didn't do no resurrection. It was
It was always like a give your life to God.
we did
message.
communion. We
on
did
Easter.
Passover.
Yeah.
That was it.
Communion, yeah.
Passover feast.
But yeah, so I don't know. That's interesting. You said From, you kind of took it over to the TV shows because that's a lit show.
From is crazy. I was watching it last night. That's what it is.
I'm definitely about to check out Umbrella Academy. Got a new season.
You ain't
Oh,
never
yeah.
seen it got a new season. It's
It
out?
started today, I think, or yesterday.
Oh, yeah,
so that's
guys.
that's what
This
I'm
has
on
been
this
another
week.
one
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
night.
yeah,
Gotta catch up
for
on
real,
it.
for real. I
That's my
mean,
spot.
As far as stuff on TV, of course, Olympics cracking right now.
Olympics. Shout out to
Cracking right
Team USA.
USA.
They play tomorrow.
USA.
They play tomorrow, right?
I think so.
In Jamaica.
I should know that.
And a little bit of the Puerto Rico. No,
You claiming
It's like-
Jamaica?
I love.
And it's like Brazil volleyball versus somebody else coming up. I'll probably catch that.
Yeah.
It depends on who asks. The IRS accent, no.
Man, I be salty though, man. You know, we work all day, so like by the time I get to the crib,
Yeah, it be at different
ain't
times.
much more is on. You know, everybody
Well,
that
see,
won the medals and they
yeah,
They
say
playing on
down.
Sundays too, though. So I seen them play on their first game was on Sunday, I think.
Isn't wasn't it something like Simone Biles is the most winningest,
Most
Like,
decorated.
most
the most
decorated or
decorated.
something?
Hey, what's that
Like,
girl name?
Shout out
Shout out,
Simone Biles,
uh,
though.
One goal,
what's that girl's
one
name?
goal.
Get they names,
Childs.
get they
What's her
names
name?
right.
Jordan Childs.
Jordan Childs.
Simone.
She's a gymnast too, right?
Yeah,
And there was
Jordan
another, there
Childs.
was another lady
All around
representing
gold.
the gymnast.
Yeah, she was all around gold. All around
Team all around
gold.
gold, yeah. Hey, they was dope. I mean, they just so graceful.
All around gold, huh?
Yeah.
graceful in what they do.
Said they would've hit-
Graceful as heck, man. Jordan
said they
Childs.
would've
What I
hit
say
a
that.
Doing her
69 God in you.
Huh? I ain't no fan. No,
You said that. You said
I ain't
they
no
would've hit a
Run for your life.
hey,
how old is she now?
Here we go.
She's legal tender that now.
not legal
Last Olympics she
tender.
was.
legal tender.
Legal tender sounds crazy.
Yeah,
I'm
she
I know what you mean, but both of y'all.
Your shit sound worse than
Nah,
mine.
he said how old
Both of y'all.
This is old patriarchal lingo. I
Listen.
can't just erase
I'm
it.
supporting my
Sometimes
country,
slip.
man. Look,
That's what
Need to unlearn. Unlearn.
I'm human.
USA.
Yeah, USA. And then speaking of TV, so we talk about Olympics. So shout out USA. Let's get some goals. Then TV, NBA
Go.
got the TV deal. No, the TV deal with
Oh
NBA
man,
with
it's
TNT.
so hard.
Back to Olympics basketball. I just want to say
Stop.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander
You hooping?
Canada.
fucking them up. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie
I
to you.
told you
he's
that. I
smooth
told you
with
that
it.
last
He messing
time.
He's
up.
smooth
They
with
said
it,
that
man.
Shea be
Canada is
messing them up,
is the
man.
USA's biggest threat
He did one move
As far
last
as
game.
what, sports?
for the Olympics.
Oh, for Olympics.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
basketball.
Canadian. They
okay.
Canadian. They
Yeah,
Canadian
Canada,
team.
they got like
Yeah.
13 NBA,
I wanna
11,
say
13
France
NBA
is.
players.
I want to say they
I
got
mean,
two
Nah.
7-foot
They
people.
just
Sudan
lost today
made it
to Germany beat them today.
Man, I'm mad.
Crazy
I ain't been.
difference.
I ain't been
I
watching
saw
all the
some
games.
crazy. You know, they got stats for everything, but I
Yeah,
did
yeah.
see some crazy like stat line that said like this year's Olympics is the most
NBA players or something.
NBA players they've
Yeah.
ever had. Like
It's
in the
crazy
playing
because even
basketball.
South Sudan got Winyan Gabriel on the Lakers last year, and they got another player who played in the NBA too. And then like even France got Gobert and Wembanyama, and they got some other players. Spain got a couple of players. Aldama.
RJ Barrett. Nah. He
He on Canada. RJ Barrett's on Canada. Canada got
They got a
RJ
whip.
Barrett,
They got a
Jamal
whip.
Murray.
Jamal Murray.
Cooking.
They
Dylan
got
Brooks.
A squad. They
got-
got a squad.
Dylan Brooks. Is
They
trash.
got the Powell from Dallas. They got some pay.
Yeah, they got
Man,
some. They
don't-
got some. They
don't
got some
interrupt.
Nimhart from
You
Indiana.
about to give USA basketball a shout out. You interrupt with Canada.
I'm saying I'm impressed with Shea. I ain't gonna lie to Shea.
Drake ass shit. No.
This is Drake.
Hey man,
Interrupt
Shut
that.
motherfuckers out the
shout out
country.
Drake. I
Hey.
guess.
I mean,
We'll get to him later.
Yeah,
Border.
Nah, we don't get to him.
Deadbeat
Drake
motherfucker
stay where
playing
he
Border
at.
Patrol.
ooh, hell yeah, over there canceling shows.
It's okay. Shout out.
How y'all
there.
feel
That's
about
how
that?
you-
Is
that's how
that
you
is that a
slap
G
back.
move or is that
I
a
was like, that man got that much clout.
I think he has that much clout in that country.
in Canada? Yeah,
In
for sure.
Canada, yeah.
He cannot be potentially pouring in that much revenue for that country.
It's just how
Them.
Well, it's just for that industry.
How
He's that
petty.
big for the industry out there.
how petty can he be?
The niggas
you know?
he canceling ain't bringing in enough money for them to consider not doing it.
Facts.
So does he have an influx of people traveling to Canada to go see him perform?
Drake.
Yeah, I'm curious to know.
Drake?
I don't know about that.
I'm not an influx, but
Traveling
he
to
he
Canada,
going
man.
everywhere.
But the reason I'm asking that
usually.
is because, like, if I was a country of Canada, I'm just like, bro, I don't care what your stature is. I'm not shutting down my borders or telling people they can't come here because the more concerts I have,
More money.
the more money I make. And I'm not going to allow one person because he's
messing
from
my money
here.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he ain't
That
just-
doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
It doesn't,
no.
but also
So-
he really is like damn near they're like
Governor,
damn near they president,
president,
damn near they
ambassador, like,
I don't know who they
think we
prime
know
minister or
what
whatever.
what city loyalty is. I don't think we've ever seen it. I don't think we had one person that just really stuck for the city and always came back and just made it. Like LA got it, New York got it. Even Uncle Luke in Miami is the mayor.
Yeah,
type
but it's a
thing,
whole
but-
country
got D-Rose.
versus a city though. That's what it is.
Yeah.
He
You got
from
D-Rose.
Toronto, but it's like he really be
Canada
repping the whole country.
Canada
Obama.
taking credit for all of the Toronto gig.
I mean, right now, the way the NBA players hooping, if they win the gold, they gonna be them dudes out there.
Man, LeBron and them just ain't going, bro.
I don't think they're going either, but it's after that third game, it's one loss, you gone.
Man, Drake, let them people do their shows.
He said, Drake, come on.
Nah,
I think it's a soft move. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think it's soft as hell. I ain't gonna lie.
Fight back.
Fight back. Yeah, nah.
Let them people do that.
But they got paid for it still, so it's just a show of respect. You think you're gonna come over here, take the pedophile shit down? He's not a pedophile, right?
I don't know what his sexual actions
I don't
are.
I'm not
think
gonna
he
speak
really
on
is.
that.
But I did see an interesting point. I think somebody made it on Joe Budden podcast. They was talking about that, and they were like, he could be doing it just because he wants to, like, because his people out there, whatever, that might be riding for him or whatever, or might be
hurt
riding
them.
for Canada, just to like stop any potential shenanigans. Basically, he like me cancel
Any
that show
violence
because
possible.
people from his area gonna be out
Might be
there.
two
Could be
turns
some,
up.
just could be some other stuff
Overturned.
that could then turn into something else. So he like just
I don't
cancel it.
see him as the guy that pardons people, but I hear you.
I mean, I don't know. I just think he is a powerful person out there. I would say that, but
I would just say
That
it's a
clout.
soft move.
but if he doing it because he's saucy, that's kind of weak out there.
Just soft
But I mean,
It's not soft. It's soft.
Did somebody say they claim it as a troll move, though? You know, that's what Drake
know
do. He
nothing
likes to
about
troll.
Trick.
But
I know
how-
Trick got Young Bird chain.
but if somebody had little kids
Right.
dancing to your song calling him a pedophile,
Yeah.
You might feel away. You might feel away.
Take your
Little
L like
kids.
a man. That's not no L like a man move. Who's a
Yeah.
pedophile?
yeah, that might. That's
I mean, either you come back with a song or don't.
he not come back with him.
So then you took the L
He
then.
did come back with a
Took
song.
the L then.
Not after that.
Took the L.
Yeah, the Heart Part 6.
Oh, but that was
I'm just
irrelevant
saying,
at that
like,
point. Like,
after
Where's the court case if I was a pedophile?
I ain't even heard it. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's how bad it was.
Y'all
So what
niggas
I'm
lying.
saying,
That shit
it
is
wasn't
wild.
bad. It just he sounded tired. Like he was just like,
Yeah, because he
bro,
can't fight
he
it.
He
was
can't
just
fight
taking
it.
those L's left to right.
L's.
Like,
like,
Yeah.
yo, I'm
I ain't
done
gonna
with
lie.
this.
R. Kelly had a video of him peeing
bring
on an
Kells in
underage
there. Come
girl,
on, man.
and niggas
He
still
always-
stepped in
Come
the
on,
name
man.
of
Why
love.
you gotta bring up
Niggas-
Kells, man?
Niggas-
Niggas still stepped in the name of love because of culture compromise.
Man,
I don't
look.
want to hear nothing about this Drake stuff when y'all still stepped in the name of
I
love.
don't wanna
after
do
nigga
this
peed on the girl
again.
just because he got
Yeah,
found
I don't want to
not
be the
guilty.
one to say it
We
again,
not-
but
we
free
not-
Kells,
we
man.
not-
Why is this just
oh,
crazy?
nah. Listen.
Nah.
Listen.
I do not agree with
do
Free
not
Kelly.
reflect
Keep
our
him locked
guests.
up.
Yo, I feel like
I ain't say keep him locked up, but
What are you saying?
listen. Listen. I ain't gonna
you can
comment.
still sing his music at the.
Do you still play Kells
At
in
the
the
barbecue.
whip?
At the
Do you play it
barbecue.
in the whip when you by yourself every now and then in the mood?
I will say this much. I try to separate the person from the profession.
Yeah, you got to.
Professionally, that boy bad, Joe.
Yeah, man.
Like, real king
Goated.
R&B.
He goated, bro.
What he did.
Goat.
Yeah, he like to do a lot of golden things too.
No, not golden. Goat.
Oh,
Goat.
he said goaded.
I thought you said golden.
No, golden.
Yeah, but
Not golden.
His music, absolutely. Hell yeah, I'm gonna step. I'm from Chicago.
Step.
What you think I'm
Every
gonna do?
barbecue.
Backyard party?
Yeah.
Backyard party. You
He
already
said,
know.
we bumping that. But I was just singing one singing earlier. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's,
That brings.
He
you
be
know
having in the
But what
summertime
he
heads,
did,
boy.
no,
That
but
body of work
the people who knew what he was doing they just as goddamn complicit.
My thing
And I'm gonna leave it
is,
at that.
when have we ever like?
was
I've never
enabled.
cared about anybody's actual actions outside of their music
But
like that, except for
is
like,
that part of the problem?
except for like Isaiah Rashad. That threw me off. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Isaiah Rashad. What
Threw
you
me
do?
off. Do we even go?
But okay, the duality of men, the Diddy's, the R. Kelly's,
Diddy and
the people,
he not a good enough artist for me to care.
the people who are great in their profession, or then made people a lot of money, or they made people rich, or anomalies in their field, but they're creeps, they're assholes,
Jay-Z.
they're sexual assaulters, they're domestic violence. Do we take away their greatness because of the other parts of them? And if we are gonna use that type of scale, do us regular or people who not in that celebrity lane, do we hold that same people in our family accountable? Because we got people who are not great.
His face is like,
We got people who are
you went
not
Kendrick
great.
on it.
They're not Diddy's or R. Kelly's, but they get the privacy and the same secrecy that them niggas got because people
You
wouldn't
want
listen
to
to
see
Rel on it. You
both
wouldn't listen to
sides of the
Rel.
man.
I ain't really excusing none of that shit, honestly.
No, because it's not okay. But you
I'm
but
not
you have to also
excusing it.
understand that, like,
you can't. But what you can't erase. Oh, go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, I'm just like mental illness.
Yeah, That, and you can't erase the other side of it is, all right, we talk about Kales, which however he got brought up, but like you can't erase the memories that you have, the core memories of when you was growing up and there was a song that just hit for you. I believe I can fly. Whatever. You can't just tell me just to fucking Men in Black myself,
throw it away,
and just I don't remember it.
The greatest.
But that's I'm saying you ain't got to keep supporting him and putting the name out there, whatever. If you don't agree with some of his actions, but so for me, I don't know. I just if I'm gonna bump it, I'll bump it in the car. But
But people also have different levels of like what they consider to be egregious in nature, right? Like what might be like just blatant, foul, flagrant to you might not. It might be very minor to someone else. You know what I'm saying? So I think it depends.
You got chicks out here drugging dudes and rapping about it, and it's like, oh yeah, we turn up, city girl, we come on, rap with it. You don't tell them, oh, we can't bump that, can't play that. I don't know.
Same thing with Breezy. I mean, like they was talking about Breezy hit Rihanna, and you stop listening to Breezy.
He's back on top. They still that nigga.
I went to that boy concert.
They be at that concert.
Breezo, they love Breezo. They love Breezo. So don't act like they care about it all of a sudden now.
At what point, as a man, as an individual, do you care about what someone you are in association with is doing in their personal time? So, like, some of the people that was with Diddy and Kels knew what was going on. They're implicit. Now, if you didn't know, but you was around and saw some shit, but you ignored it,
is it illegal?
Implicit, right?
Is it illegal? Oh, well, it don't even have to be illegal. It could be just morally.
Illegal was illegal.
That's because they associate you. They associate you with that person, right? So one thing I could think of, like an immediate example I could think of, is like Barack Obama, right? So remember, like when all those videos of him like came out with his pastor saying those things, essentially Obama had to come out. He been rocking with this man for decades, or I don't know how long. I want to be misquoted, but the moment that the public got a hold of what he said, Obama had to disassociate himself from him
with that pastor, right.
because of what he was doing and where he was heading at. You know what I'm saying? Because you finna be the man, the leader of the free world, not just America, the free world. Right. So I think it have a lot to do with like what your stature is and who you are and what you're doing. Because like if you have a stature such as President Obama did, you know what I'm saying? You have no choice because of the political optics of it and everything of that nature. But if you got someone like a media mogul or something like that, you might can get away, but you think about the shit that Donald Trump does.
He gets away with it.
That part. So you got to think.
No wrong.
It's so many levels to this. So it's not like a cookie cutter approach or anything that's just like easy to breach it all.
Well, the biggest level to me would be the money. So it's like if they got money that can be made still, they're not gonna throw that money away just to say, hey, you're doing wrong. They're gonna allow that wrong to be done as long as the money being made and money coming to them. They're gonna be quiet. They're gonna be complicit.
It'd be a fake outrage when it finally does come out, like the footage
like with Diddy.
from the hotel.
They've been knew about
the people at the hotel. Whoever he paid to keep it silent knew about
her getting beat up. Yeah,
but now he can't get charged. Now it's not. It's just he got to pay money.
We live in America.
It's kind of like, all right, my thing is nowadays we live in the cancel culture, right? But I feel like back then it was more acceptable to do certain things in your private life and it just be private. Or
because they can't prove it.
Like Elvis and Priscilla Presley, was she about 14, 15 when they got married?
And there was no outrage.
There was no outrage
that.
because
Again, your stature, who you are, what you doing, what you look like. I'm telling you.
But R. Kelly and Aaliyah, outrage.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
But it wasn't even that much. It was like later on. They're like,
it was.
They was like, yo, she was young.
Wasn't she? Like, what?
Why they was making the music?
It's like either said, no one said nothing about Elvis.
Yeah.
At all.
Or Karl Malone.
And they still don't. They still love Elvis.
You heard me? Or
Karl Malone. No, they talked about Karl.
They hid that.
They hit it during he was still able to go to the finals with Mike and stuff.
Man,
it was later on he became a piece of
out.
shit. Niggas still had the mailman
cancel culture. It came out.
So switching gears on y'all real quick. What y'all think about the Bears this year, man?
Y'all gonna make it to a Bears game this year?
Looking good. We need to go. At least a preseason.
I've been trying to go for the last couple of years.
I'm gonna go to a real game this year.
Real game?
I gotta go to a real game this year.
You know they fluctuate the prices based on who they playing. So like they playing a trash team, those tickets are gonna be a little cheaper.
But I think we're gonna be good most of the year though.
Gonna be like they're not the trash team.
No, because they look great on paper.
Yeah.
We look good.
They paid a lot.
We look good. We got some good wide receivers this year.
Are they going to just? Is it gonna be heartbreak?
Is this thing going
every Sunday?
Is this a doomsday?
Is this thing going?
I would say for the last like 20 years of my life.
Just heartbreak after heartbreak.
You guys are gonna believe in a
disgusted.
guy who does this.
Why? Stop that shit, man.
Man,
Stop doing that.
listen.
Stop that shit.
Same thing. The same thing with the artist, right? What he do in his private life or his slightly flamboyant life. I'm saying it's
Talking about the
between
quarterback?
Yeah,
Caleb.
he paints his fingernails.
I'm
So,
not listen. As long
Is
as them
that your- is
fingernails
this your
throw
king?
touchdowns,
King.
I'm cool with that.
You getting paid to do this, and that's what I want you to do. I want you to excel at that. I don't care
I don't
what
care
you
what
Yeah,
you do with your
that's what-
nails. I don't
yeah.
care none of that shit.
because what you do don't
They
make
help
me
you
shit.
throw a touchdown.
Don't make me like.
As long as them nails is on accurate,
paint away.
then we good.
the only person
away.
Chicago allowed to cry was two people. Michael Jordan, after his father died and he won a championship. Not before he won it. He wasn't allowed to cry. We don't care about your father dying win, nigga. That's how they felt, for real.
And
And the
then who?
second person, D Rose. When he won
about to say, you better say
MVP.
Derrick Rose.
And when he won MVP. Them two tough niggas was the only niggas I seen in Chicago allowed to cry. Caleb Williams lost the game in college and he went to go cry to his mama.
But not in
Chicago is
Chicago,
not
though.
the city
But
for
not
you
in
to
Chicago,
show
though.
that type
Right.
of.
It ain't happen here though.
Chicago.
He went
Now,
to
If
Chicago.
that not happen
If we
here,
see him cry after the Bears lose again, then be like,
He probably don't cry in the NFL at all.
We gonna eat that ass up.
we ain't here for none of that emotional intelligence shit.
Listen.
Bears, you finger painting.
Just when did we all vote on that thing? Like where's
he
that? Where
just
that
did
come
it.
from?
He brought his ass from California, sunshine, all happily ass.
Sunshine was accurate though, wasn't he?
Bro.
Hey, Sunshine through the hell out
Sunshine
that
was
motherfucking
accurate
football.
though. All that mattered,
Hey,
bro.
on point. On point.
I
So
don't want to yell in this mic. I don't know how it sound, but I'm telling y'all, that's some bull stuff.
I'm gonna make some master you.
That's some
Shout out
bull
Sunshine. What was that? Remember the Titans?
Remember the Titans?
Remember the
Favorite
Titans?
movie, Sunshine.
Caleb better not be no damn sunshine. He better listen.
If he
Caleb,
throw accurate like that, we cool.
Caleb,
I don't care.
You
That
got a
part.
short rope for these ticket prices and for the city that you're in. You got a short rope. Please don't hang yourself.
We just signed DJ Moore to 4 years, 110
They
million.
did, and they were saying that
We-
was a certain
we-
amount of money.
We got a Dunze. How you say it?
But they were saying he was the first
Roma
player
Dunes.
to ever get
We
like
got
the
some-
max over 10 years.
We got
from
some.
Chicago? Yes, we suck.
They were saying why?
Justin
But DJ
Fields,
Cole.
Justin Fields about to have his best year.
DJ
Where? In
I
Pittsburgh?
just,
Just
gotta
the
go
Fields,
against Sierra
man.
House.
I feel bad about
Yeah.
that. Still ain't gonna lie
Hey,
to
I
you.
just saw a video clip on IG of like someone doing a late hit on Jay Fields.
recently.
Yeah, just like yesterday or the other day. And, like,
it was
Oh,
bad.
yeah.
and they own practice, and they own Steelers
Yeah.
practice, and they had a whole fight as a result of it. Like, we protected Justin, but reportedly they was upset because as of lately Justin was getting majority of the snaps.
He
when it was
should be
supposed to
over-
be
over-
getting
over Russell?
Over Russell,
He probably should be. He
they
probably
was
better than
saying
him right now.
People were pissed off about it, so they get a late hit on him. But you can see it go on Instagram. You
I
see a
gotta look it
whole
up.
little scuffle.
So they
a whole
hating
little
on
fight.
they hating on Justin Fields. He doing better. He's still going to be a starting quarterback. Like, how you mad at a starting quarterback who won 7 games last year for wanting to be a starting quarterback again? Like, he was the number one. What pick was he?
Jay
I
Fields.
don't remember.
He ain't good enough.
He was number what pick was he?
I want to say 11.
He was
I
up
wanna
there.
misspeak.
He was up there. He was one of the top picks. So I'm
He
like,
moved up to get him. I know that much.
I just think we ever really protected him enough and
nah, he's getting
utilized
popped.
him enough.
Fields was getting popped.
I need to
Fields
know.
was getting popped. Like,
I see a guy
gonna
like
see.
Jordan Love.
What Google say? What Siri say? When did he get picked?
Jordan
I'm curious
Love
to know.
I have to
he
look it
got
up.
paid
Sometimes
too.
a quarterback just needs to know how to throw the ball.
So Caleb Williams is that dude.
I heard. But Justin Field wasn't. That's
Justin
why.
Field didn't have no damn offensive line. He ain't had no damn.
That's what
good
I'm saying. We ain't
coaching. He
protect
had
him.
no-
We never really
He
protect
had no.
him like
He had
that.
no weapons to throw to. He had Mooney. We had one good
When
year.
the opportunities came, he couldn't make.
Plus, he
a
never,
I
was,
feel
he never
like-
got.
in his
He
head.
never
I
was
feel
great
like
in college.
Fields could have
No.
been like a Lamar Jackson type of quarterback.
But the thing is, great
Not
coaching.
great throwing, but a
will
good
beat
runner.
The
11
style
11
of your player.
11 pick.
11. I was right. See, yeah.
Fields
Yeah, he
was supposed to be like a Lamar
underperformed.
Jackson type player.
For
He
that
runs.
He's
pick,
supposed to be like Lamar Jackson.
We gonna see.
But the thing was, like,
Caleb
Justin was
Martin
always
better do
so
his
uncomfortable because
Caleb Williams.
The pressure was on him too.
the pressure was on him, but they was trying to make him a pocket passer, and he
Yeah,
wasn't a
that's
pocket
not- that's
passer. He
not-
like,
that-
let me get my ass out of here. I'm running, Joe.
He supposed to run.
He was more
He
precise
said
and more
he
accurate.
ran
on the
1,000
run.
yards, didn't he? Or he ran 1,000 yards.
As a
We
quarterback.
we never had that.
As a quarterback, you're not
never had
supposed
that.
to.
No,
What?
but
Yeah,
the thing was,
are.
he was always running for his life because his offensive line
Why-
didn't
why he
hold.
do
He
that?
scrambled.
quarterback.
He scrambled.
All
And
the
then-
time.
Scrambled
And then
eggs.
we need him to throw 7 yards for a first down. He can't because he's tired.
Come on, man. I don't know about that.
I'm saying.
That's just.
I've seen glimpses.
I've seen him doing some
greatness.
I've
Yeah,
seen him
I
do
I watched
last
the
year.
games and he couldn't. DJ Moore out there cooking
hitting him.
niggas 1-on-1, and he can't throw the ball in
He
the
was
simple route.
DJ more like
He wasn't accurate. If he's so good, like you say, people wouldn't be fighting for him to be benched.
It's because we live in a critical city.
We do, and it's just
where
years of frustration.
The Bears
Sierra husband getting tick over him.
I don't know.
Not no
the
more.
scuffle just
Not
happened.
no more, you know?
Don't
We gonna see.
seem like it.
We gonna see.
I'll take
Seem
that.
like it.
If
Sierra
anybody want to believe in Justin, I'll take that.
I
Bet.
was. I
He
mean,
ain't
I'm
learned
still.
nothing from Denver.
Sierra husband gonna be a Hall of Famer. Come on, man. That's not like a good comparison.
When?
Yeah.
He gonna be a Hall of Famer.
He's gonna be a Hall of Fame
They don't even
stepfather.
dodge this man by his name. They say Sierra husband.
Sierra husband.
Because he ain't a baller no more. He's Sierra husband now.
Sierra
He not even Russell Wilson no more. He's just Sierra husband.
This man ain't nothing but Jermaine Dupri with hair.
But they brought him there to mentor Jay Fields so he could start anyway. Like we already know that Russell's on his way out.
Russell on the way out. Yeah. If he get
you know what I'm
injured, he out of there. They ain't putting him.
But that's what Jay
no
Fields
more.
missing in Chicago too, was a veteran quarterback to work upon. You think about Patrick, you know what I'm saying? You think about Aaron. You
Right.
think about Tom. You think about
Hey,
all
A-Rod.
the great quarterbacks that we had in the last
Came in
decade or
behind
so.
somebody
whatnot.
cold.
They didn't come out right out the gate. Start, you know what I'm saying? They had some development,
Hey, A-Rod
and then
came
when they
behind
did come
Favre.
out there and play, they had the weapons they needed, they had the lines they needed, they had the coaching they needed. They set Justin up for fucking failure. Excuse my language. I was trying not to drop
I'm
that bomb tonight.
sad. But
Yeah, I don't
But
think we never really.
They set him up for failure.
I was a
developed
fan
him.
of his. I ain't gonna lie. I was a Fields fan.
I
I
thought
wasn't.
I thought
Everybody,
we was gonna develop him better, but then I wasn't surprised.
they won 7 games.
I was
They were
hoping.
getting better
When
every
I'm
year.
watching good quarterbers,
They were. They had the
don't
best
know.
We got
offense in
a
the
Southern
second
division,
half.
man.
That's why I said like watch he have like a breakout year.
Our division's
'Cause
tough, man.
I don't think
But you think about it. You think about NBA, MLB.
it's Chicago. It's like a damn curse down
we
there.
have players that be at all our organizations and they go somewhere else and just beast.
We were talking about a couple pods ago how the playoffs this
The
year
Mavericks,
Gafford.
the Mavs had Gafford and what's the other dude name?
The jumping nigga,
Jones.
Derrick Jones Jr.
Oh yeah,
Derrick
he used to play for the
Jones.
Bulls.
They was
yeah,
starting.
He
Yeah,
used to play for the Bulls. Yeah.
They was on the bench for the Bulls.
they
never
is
played
in
him.
a
Absolutely.
high stakes.
Show.
Think about Larry Markkinen. Like he
Marketing
went.
is that nigga now. He get,
Yep.
They better put him on Golden State now.
Who else we had like that?
We
steady
gonna do
doing
the same
that.
thing with Bazelis.
Nah, he
Jamal
hold-
Crawford was that
Jamal
dude.
Crawford.
Jay
on
Crawford,
the
man,
Bulls.
Jay Crawford, he was, bro. Like,
Jamal
Nah,
Crawford
I don't
was
think
that
so.
dude.
There was some hometown hero. They'll probably try to do something with.
Some boy.
Let them want too much. Chicago all about keeping the bread. Ain't
We'll
about
see.
winning.
exactly, and that's what's wrong with the Sox organization and the Bulls because they owned by the same people, the Reinsdorfs, right? And they're, the Bulls is like what worth some almost $4 billion.
Gotta
you know?
be.
Oh, they
Gotta be.
behind the Lakers and behind the Celtics, they the third most lucrative, market in terms of the NBA. And when you think about our football team, they up there, with the Patriots and the Jets.
And they're both
the
expanding.
Cowboys. They are, but they care more so about padding their pockets than like actually developing the talent and bringing success to the city. You know what I'm saying? Which has been something that's been a story for. I'm sick and tired of hearing my daddy stories about the 1985 Bears.
Man, they ain't got it in my lifetime yet. I'm like, yo,
Super Bowl
one of these days,
I'm like,
we gonna
listen.
see it. We gonna see it one of these days.
We
need
had
to
our
see
year.
it.
All we get is
The
double,
So
double
I don't
doinks.
care if Caleb Williams wear pink, purple, yellow,
Yeah.
orange. I don't care if he want to
Just
wear
ball
a crown
out.
up under his
If we
helmet.
get to a
If
Super
you
Bowl,
get
I'll
us
be
there, bro,
happy.
do what you
I'll
do.
be happy.
Come on,
Nah, I just want a playoff win.
Yeah, facts.
I want
Yeah,
more
yeah.
than that.
Cool.
We gotta aim higher
Something.
than that.
Just
Yeah,
for
we
some
got to
beat
win.
beat the Packers this year. Something.
One time at
Just-
least, please.
We got to win the conference.
Listen, even last year when Aaron Rodgers wasn't playing for the
against
Packers,
Detroit. I don't know.
he
What you think?
still owned
You
our
said win the
ass.
conference,
I don't know.
win the division.
I think we
Something.
got a chance.
No,
Something.
I think we're going to get at least like second in the
Something.
they're
division.
not better than Detroit right now.
You
We
think
get,
they gonna
we
less
get
than
like
500?
second in the division.
Nah.
Huh?
I think we
You
go.
think so?
I think
How much
we.
you going to bet?
Are you a hater?
How
I
much you
think
going to
we
bet?
might go
Huh?
9-8.
Yeah, we going to do this off can. I don't, come on,
Listen,
man.
but listen, y'all. This has been a good one.
Yes, sir.
Nah.
No. Before we go,
What's up? What's up?
shout out to Kamala.
Kamala,
Okay.
like Madam Vice President
and,
Kamala
and
Harris,
her vote to represent the Democrats.
the Democratic Party.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Shout out.
She's the
Shout
presumptive
out.
nominee.
Black woman
Yes,
or a
indeed.
woman, period, that doesn't identify as black or whatever you choose to be. You have my support.
I
I just wanted to
Shout out to Kamala.
Yeah,
Shout out.
she got
Shout
enough
out.
delegate supports today, so she officially, because they started their virtual thing, so she officially has enough to
Said,
become
let's go Trump.
the presumptive.
You with Trump? We rocking out with Trump?
No, I'm sorry. That was sarcasm too
Let's
because
go
she went
Trump.
to HBCU.
Yeah.
She just has cultural. That's India, so I don't want people to be like, she's black. I hear you guys. I hear you. I know she's black. We're just trolling for those who believe she's not.
I'm about to get my ear patch on. So.
You gonna get an ear patch?
He on some-
Yeah, we on that.
You
we
can
on
find
that.
him
Go with the
at-
winning
Sorry,
side.
y'all.
We win over here.
We got
They about to come for you in the comments. Like,
Yeah,
we win over here.
Negroid, this
Like-
Negroid. But listen, hey, it's been another live, fresh episode of the Plugged In Podcast. Thanks for joining us.
And
Mr.
thank y'all for
Mahone
letting me
this
hang out the
time.
whole time,
Come
man.
on,
I
man.
appreciate
Christian
it.
Mahone.
Shout out to
Good
the
time
black
with you fellas.
educator in the building.
Black
Yes, sir.
excellence
Yes,
in the
sir.
building.
Meet the plug.
Straight
Meet
to
the
the south
plug.
side of the shop, man. That's what's up.
You want to give out your socials or where they can find you if they want to look you up or something?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I guess C Mahone 34. It's my tag on Instagram. I don't check it often. Hit me up on Facebook. It's just my name, Christian Mahone. You interested about the field of education or thinking about going to the pathway? Look me up. Google me. Google me. You
Google him.
You will
Google
find
him.
me. You will find me.
YouTube, all that. We put it in the description too.
Want to
That's right,
connect
the
people
tags.
to the plug. So.
Yes, indeed. We plugged in over here. Until the next one, just know, even when you don't know it, every day above ground is a good one. Until the next one, peace. Peace.